Shooting without a memory card feels risky, but it can actually solve a lot of your tethering problems and speed up your workflow as well. Shooting without a memory card, or shooting cardless, is a term you hear a lot when you start tethering for the first time. But why do people do it? Depending on the photographer, some prefer to have the card in the camera while some actively avoid it. I thought this was a pretty crazy thing to do until I realised how controlled tethering can be and how it can save you a headache or two. Before we dive straight into it, let's make sure your camera actually supports shutter release without a card. You can do this by just simply Googling it or look for shutter release in your camera settings. One benefit of shooting cardless is that it saves you little bits of time throughout your day on set. When tethered, images are saved directly to the computer and your backup. It also saves you like 20 or 30 seconds once or twice a day when the card fills up and you need to swap it. And a lot of the time this actually happens at the most inconvenient times on the shoot. That being said, having a second copy while shooting to card does give that extra layer of confidence to the photographer while shooting, because you're saving to both the card and the tethered computer. You can change these settings in the Save To section in Capture One, where you can save to card, computer, or both. Just be sure to create multiple backups of the files throughout the day, so then you're not stuck with just one copy that might go wrong. In my experience, shooting cardless significantly reduces the tethering problems. Some problems I've come across with the card is when it fills to maybe 70 or 80% full, the tether connection drops and cannot be retained until a new card or cardless is resumed. Another issue is card formatting. If the card isn't formatted correctly within the camera, it can act up and not connect to the camera either. So keep this in mind if you're tethering with a card. By shooting cardless, this requires a photographer to stay tethered to the computer to allow the images to save. From my perspective, or a tech's perspective, this is amazing as I get full control over the file management and just quality control in general.